Time now is 7:53. Welcome back to Good Day Columbia, and it's Friday, and that means for many of you all trying to figure out what are you going to do this weekend. Well, we have a movie review for you. Our movie buff is in the house. Brandon Davis, film student at USC. Today we're talking about Godzilla.
Yes.
And for some folks who may not know, this is a remake of the 1950s Godzilla.
Well, who doesn't know that?
Right. You know, I mean, depending if, right, that's a good point.
Well,
yeah.
but yeah.
Talk
good
about
point.
this remake here. Should they have remade this movie?
Well, you know, they attempted it in 1996 before special effects were there, and I think they finally, maybe it was time. You know, I'm against remakes. I like originality, and I think a lot of people feel that way. But it was a good movie. It delivered. It was fun to watch. It was different though from the original. The story.
Talk about the difference in the story, I guess, without giving away too much.
See, this time Godzilla comes up, and he's sort of the good guy, because there's other monsters that he's coming out to fight against, and the humans kind of at first don't realize it, and then throughout the movie they realize he's on our side. You know, so it's very different from the original.
That's pretty interesting. We do have a clip for you all to see, and while we're watching that clip, now this movie has some familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces.
Yes,
go through the cast for us.
So we've got Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. That's where everyone knows him from.
Yeah.
He's all over the trailer, and he's not all over the movie. He's in maybe the first act. He slips out of the movie. I won't say how. It might not be how you expected. You'll be surprised. But then we've got Elizabeth Olsen. She's got a resume so miles long.
Yeah.
Nothing too big. This is probably her biggest so far. And then we've also got Aaron Taylor Johnson from the Kick-Ass movies and Savages. And his resume is building. He's going to be getting a lot more screen time in a lot of movies. But both of them, Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, they did a great job in this movie. Right. But they will be in the next Avengers movie playing Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So they're getting out there. I'm excited about that.
Kind of like a preview for folks to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. How their chemistry works, and I think they did a good job. They don't have too much time together in the movie, but when they are together in the movie, they do a good job, and it makes me look fun. I mean, if I wasn't looking forward to the next Avengers, we always end up talking about that.
Right. You're right. But we're gonna have a whole another segment one day of 2 blocks about the Avengers. But with this movie, you touched upon the fact the remake with the special effects. Now, is this worth the money that they put into it, special effects, computer graphics, and all?
Absolutely. I think the special effects were awesome. I mean, it's a movie where you go see it, just one of those movies where the special effects are what attracts you to the movie. Okay. And they deliver. I mean, Godzilla, when you finally see him, they keep him. It's suspenseful. They keep him so you don't see him. And then when you finally see him, you're like, wow, that was pretty crazy. He looks real. Like, could this actually happen?
Right. Seriously. Now, when I was watching the trailer, I did see maybe 1 or 2 family scenes or so. I saw some children in there. You know, is this like a movie for the family, or is it still too violent?
Well, it is rated PG-13. There's nothing too crazy violent in there. I mean, an entire city gets destroyed, but it is Godzilla.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, there's nothing too violent. Mostly monsters just fighting, but there is the typical violence, use your imagination type thing. Yeah. So, you know, if your kids are mature, I'd say they can handle it.
Your rating?
Rating 7.2 out of 10.
Okay, not bad.
It was good. It was worth seeing. I think that Godzilla wasn't on the screen enough for him to be in the title, to be honest. I mean, they could have used him a little bit more, but the performance was great. The story was good. It was an entertaining movie. All
right, before we leave, Brandon, what do we talk about next week? Or what are some movies we can expect to see?
Next week, we've got X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yes.
Big one. We've got Blended, and the summer is lined up. Then we've got 22 Jump Street a couple weeks out, Maleficent from Disney. Blended also next week, Adam Sandler comedy, but we'll be talking about X-Men.
X-Men, definitely. I'm telling you, I can't wait for that one. I've been waiting.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Time.
Hugh Jackman's, he's back as Wolverine, and they go back in time, Jennifer Lawrence. It's got a great cast. I'm excited about it.
All right, Brandon Davis, thank you so much. Of course, every Friday, Brandon gives us the scoop on the movies that you have to see. And of course, just visit our website, WACH.com. We're going to have a link to this and also the previous movie reviews that Brian has made. All right, stay with us. There's more Good Day coming up right after this.
All right.